Here's something I mentioned in passing one day, but I never got into detail about. The boys, when they were here, made me a double pallet compost bin for my garden. Now, eventually, the garden is going to extend into the chicken range, and eventually I want to have winding pathways and beautiful gardens like in a royal palace area. But right now, I have the chickens over there. That's their home. But I have this double compost bin, and pretty much everything goes into here right now. But that's deep grass. I just stepped down on the ground and went deeper than I thought I would. So basically we've just got some junk pallets. These were some pallets that were not good for my tiny house construction or anything else. And it gives me some very large compost bins. And you can see I've got some cardboard in there. Cardboard composts nicely. Kitchen scraps. Dead animals. Sometimes the chicken dies, it goes into the compost bin. Now you can see I've got some leaves on top of there. Already I've got some layers of leaves in there underneath the cardboard. And this has already settled quite a bit since I started using it, in just a matter of weeks already. Any weeds and scrap vegetable matter goes into there. So when you're weeding your garden, all that goes into there. And sorry, I'm distracted. I don't know if you can see all the butterflies. The chicken range is overgrown. There's a chicken. It's a chicken jungle. So they definitely have plenty of insects and vegetable matter to eat. As you can see, he's eating amaranth right now. Let her bug off it. But any vegetable matter goes into the compost bin. And basically anything organic and anything that'll naturally decompose will go into the compost bin, like your cardboard and paper materials. So instead of shredding your paper, you can put it in the compost bin. Leaves, twigs and sticks, smaller twigs and sticks will compost in there nicely. You can put I think you can put your coffee grounds in there. Your coffee filter can go in there. So what I've got here is a dual system. I've got two side-by-side compost bins, and what you do is you keep using one the first year and continue filling that up the first year, and then the next year you leave this one to sit and decompose. Everything breaks down and composts, and eventually you turn it, rotate it with a pitchfork eventually, or every once in a while, to mix it in and make sure that the stuff on top gets turned under so that the bacteria can work on it and break it down. And then year 2, you go over and use the other bin. So this year I'm using this one, and it'll start filling up, especially as the garden starts dying and I put all the vegetable matter in there from the rotted plants. Year 2, you use this one and continue just using that throughout the entire year. Kitchen scraps, vegetable matter, anything organic goes in there. And this one just sits and decomposes throughout that entire year. Year 3, you empty this one, and that is the finest, richest, most fertile soil money can buy that you can pull out of here. And then you empty this and you put it on your garden for fertilizer, or use it for potting soil, and you'll have some of the best plants in the world. Then you just continue rotating like this, back and forth. Uh-oh. I think a deer has infiltrated my property. I'll be back. So, where did I leave off? You keep alternating each year and letting one sit for a year while using the other, and back and forth. And in time, you'll have some very, very fertile soil coming out of there. Fine fertilizer each year, every year. So there is a dual compost bin composting system that costs absolutely nothing at all to put together, and the boys threw this together in I think an hour with a couple screws and some rotting pallets. Now you can, if you want, put some chicken wire mesh around the edges to make sure that the stuff you're throwing in there holds up better. but because I'm using a lot of leaves, which are larger anyway, it's not going to be such an issue for me. And yeah, we'll see. If I figure I have to, then I will. But it's holding up so far, and we'll see how it goes. Well, there it is, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Do-it-yourself double composting bin. Get the finest fertile soil in the world.